Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I am going to talk about the Constitution, the Second Amendment, and gun control laws and how it applies to you and me. I have heard in the past that the Second Amendment only applies to military. And this is a fallacy. In other words, it's wrong. Just saying, it's wrong. Now, why do I say it's wrong? Because there is no reason for the state to need to tell the military that it can have guns. Duh! There is no reason to put it down anywhere that the military can have guns. Why? Because the state says the military can have guns. That's why they sent them out there with guns. Okay? Guns equals arms. Second Amendment to the Constitution states that for a well-regulated militia being necessary for the protection of a free state, the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. According to everything that I've been able to discover, learn, and know about, the definition of a militia is a citizen army. Yes, that's my cat behind me. The citizen army. Citizen army means the people, human beings that are not in the military. It's the second reason why this has nothing to do with the military at large. Well trained means that they've gone out and they know how to hit things with it. Okay? They can defend themselves. They can hit an object with whatever arm they're carrying. That means gun, handgun, rifle, shotgun, RPG. No, sorry, not an RPG, because that's a rocket-propelled grenade. RPGs are, well, a little bit further away than we need, but they are an arm. So technically the Second Amendment covers them, but they're not really a personal arm. And that's the thing, is personal arms. Okay? Rocket launchers, grenade launchers, grenades. These are all arms, but they're pretty much exclusive to the military. Okay? They're not something that the average person would even think about carrying around with them all the time. Okay? Tanks. There are a few people that own tanks, but there are no regular civilians that would have the wherewithal or the need or desire to have a tank with them at all times. Okay? Airplanes. Again, there's rules about dropping things out of an airplane unless you're military, but that's beside the point. If I had a Cessna and I mounted a couple of rail guns on it and used it to strafe an enemy of the state, then gee, it's afforded to me by the Second Amendment. Okay. Now, do I think that we need to have tanks and airplanes that we bomb things with and stuff like that as a civilian? No, not really. But at some point in the future, that may be necessary. We don't know. And that was the reason for the Second Amendment, was to provide for a future necessity. Okay? You got that? Okay, good. Now, the second part of the Second Amendment says the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Okay, so we're going to look at the Constitution. For the 2 points in the Constitution that says that we get to bear arms. And that is the first line of the Constitution, known as the preamble, that states, "We the people of the United States." Yes, we the people. The people is the we. The we is the government. Okay? Which means everybody is included in that statement, that we the people. Second is the statement in the Constitution that says that the government of the United States is made by the people, for the people, or by the people, for the people, and of the people. Okay? It's a three-part statement. Again, people in the Second Amendment refers to all people. Okay? Shall not be infringed. This means that reasonable laws about who can and cannot have a weapon are expected. But the thing is you're telling me that a regular carry arm, okay, it may look scary to you. It may look military to you. Okay? They've already outlawed, of which the majority of the people in the United States would agree that the prolific use of and the ability for virtually everyone to have an automatic weapon. This means Tommy guns and the M16 and the Kalashnikov, whatever, the automatic rifle from Russia, ones from Japan, wherever they come from. It doesn't really matter where they come from. It's reasonable not to need a automatic weapon. Okay? Now, a semi-automatic weapon, which all that means is for every trigger pull that you get a new shot. Okay, that's revolvers, that's most handguns, that's a lot of rifles. Okay? And that would include magazine and tube magazines. Okay? And clips. And I hate to tell you people, but there is things called clips. There are things you slide the bullet in and slide it into the weapon. It's called a clip. Just in case you were wondering, there are things called clips. I believe it's used with the original version of the M1 Garand, but I'm not sure. But I do know it is an older version of a magazine, allowing an individual to put a set number of bullets into a weapon rapidly. Okay. Here's the thing, okay, people, is I am tired. And most people are tired of every time something bad happens, all the people who had nothing to do with that bad get punished. Gesundheit, my dog. You okay? Yeesh. I'm tired. Try to put up with it. Okay? It's a pain in the rear end to keep defending ourselves against you people. I don't know what to call you. Lefties, righties, sideways, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm middle of the road. I don't even own a weapon at the moment. And I'm pissed at y'all people. I'm pissed at the people at the far right because y'all are so damn far right that you need to be cut off. And you people at the far left are so far left you have no clue and you won't listen to anybody. Neither one of you will. And it pisses me off. And the thing is it's not my rights that I'm protecting. It's my children's rights, my children's children's rights, my great-grandchildren, my super great-grandchildren, all the way down the line. Their rights that you keep trying to take away. First and second. They've been under attack for all of my life. And I'm closing in on 50 years old. All I'm saying is common sense gun laws. These days aren't very common sense. Mainly because neither side will listen to each other. Okay? The reason our 18-year-olds are not ready to have a weapon is because of you. You won't let them grow up. You coddle them, you baby them, you wrap them in bubble wrap and cushion and everything else. You don't teach them. You rely on safety features to keep them from getting into stuff. Instead of teaching them not to get into it, you baby-gate it. And baby lock it and stuff. Guns are something that you need to learn about at a young age. Okay? You people are afraid of the bloody guns. Stop being afraid. 99.8% of all gun owners are legal. And 99.9% of them would never, ever, ever consider shooting someone unless it was absolutely freaking necessary. Okay? Law enforcement dropped the ball. Local, state, and federal all dropped the ball on the Parkland shooting. Everyone did what they were supposed to do except for the government. And you want to give the government the right to have guns when they're not the ones not being responsible. What is wrong with you? Additionally, going back to the Constitution, because that's where we're supposed to be staying, and with the Second Amendment, the Founding Fathers just fought a war to defend themselves against what they perceived to be tyranny by the government, British government. King George, I think it was. So part of the reason for the Second Amendment is to prevent the tyranny of our government. But here's an additional bonus, because virtually there are as many guns in the United States as there are people. How much percentage of y'all don't want guns? I don't know. It really doesn't matter. The thing is that all of those guns also help protect you from foreign invasions. Oh, no one would be invading us. Well, let's see. We have the Chinese, who really need more room. We would be an excellent candidate to be taken over if no one in the country has a gun. Ooh, didn't think about that, did you? Now let's go a little further north and we'll go to Russia. Russia would be happy to take over the western portion of the United States. They can have California. They're too stupid over there anyway. But the thing is they would be happy to take over and impose their form of government on us. Antifa would love to destroy our government and create communism, socialism, fascism, whatever the hell it is that they're after. Anarchy. Anarchy is the stupidest, most ridiculous, moronic thing that you could ever want. You know why? Because in order for there to be a rule of law, you have to have a government. Okay? We may not like our government. We may not like what the people that are running our government. We may not like what our government is doing, but we can tell it so, and yell at it, and cuss at it, and tell them they're doing stuff wrong. You do that in China, you're dead. You do that in Russia, you're probably missing. Probably dead too, but you're missing. You do that in North Korea, you're gone, dead. You do that in the Middle East, you're dead. Probably dead in the most horrific manner they can figure out how to do it in. This is what you people don't understand. Is guns in the hands of bad people is bad. Guns in the hands of good people is good. Guns by themselves are nothing. They're just a tool. And I know people out there going, hi, they're not a tool, they're an instrument of death. Death! No. Yes. They're a tool, the same as a hammer, an axe, a knife, a cleaver. All of these are tools. Ice picks. All of these are tools, and all of these have been used to kill people. Telephone cords are tools. Wires are tools. Guess what? They've all been used to kill people too. statues, boards, hammers, axes, bats, lights, flashlights, pianos. I know this is really insane, but I do believe several people have been killed by a piano, intentionally or not. So to say a gun by itself is an instrument of death, it's not true. So is a sword. So is a battle axe. Tomahawk. All of these things are instruments of death. I could kill you with a piece of paper with paper cuts. Take a while, but I can kill you with it. So you need to stop. You need to think. Okay? I don't agree with what our government is doing. And this is what my way of telling them. I don't agree with what you're doing. Leave the Second Amendment alone. Quit trying to get rid of the First and Second Amendment. Because you get rid of the First and Second Amendment, there goes other amendments. The Fifth Amendment. Freedom, the right not to incriminate yourself. The Fourth Amendment. Right to not have illegal search and seizure. Let's see. I forget which one it is, but the amendment abolishing slavery. The amendment giving women the right to vote. The amendment giving blacks the right to vote. All people in the United States the right to vote. These are all things that could be knocked out. Once no one has the ability to speak and the ability to defend that speech, you start destroying what our country is. And there are lovely people out in the world who would love to destroy the United States. And by you perpetuating this, you are just aiding and abetting in the destruction of the United States. Therefore, you could be considered a traitor. God bless the USA.